Yeah, it's been really interesting. You know, having a bit of a chat with Maddie about the differences, hockey goalkeeper and wicket keeping. And as I say, there's been some really interesting stuff. I mean, obviously the first thing is I've got to try and catch a ball. A hockey goalkeeper doesn't; they can just punch it, which I think is an unfair advantage. But you know, there are a lot of the sort of movements, patterns, footwork drills, and everything else. There's quite a lot of crossover between the two, so it's been good fun.
It's definitely his stance position. He's so low, and an immense amount of quad burn, being stood in that position for a long time, and I can see why he's so tired already after his 5 days up north. So that's the big difference. We're very much more upright, and obviously a shorter match altogether. So yeah, that's been difficult. I'm already tired, and I've only been here half an hour.
I've woken up a little bit stiff after a tough test match. So yeah. Getting back into the footwork drills and everything else was a bit of a challenge, but yeah, again, it's all that working your legs, getting the right posture. It takes a lot of training and a lot of squatting and everything else to get that movement right.
My story is a little bit odd in that I kind of got thrown into it. I joined the school a bit late on, so and I was playing rounders, and I was a bit over dramatic trying to catch the ball, and I remember my PE teacher being like, right, you got to go in goal, and that's kind of where it all took off from. And I think I'm a bit suited to the position, slightly nuts, and yeah, you've got to have a certain personality for it and not really have any fear, and that's kind of where I sit with that.
There's a huge amount of thought, time, effort, work, preparation, the whole lot. You know, you're tampering with minimal changes here and there that you're hoping are going to get you know, a good reward for it at the end of the day, and that's why it's also quite interesting talking to, you know, people in other sports, because you can, you know, very often get that little golden nugget that just changes something and again adds, you know, 5% to your game. You know, you definitely take it. So there's a huge amount that goes into it. As you say, you don't just sort of rock up, put the gloves on and stand out there. When I first started working with Bruce French, however many years ago it is now, we changed a few things that really helped, and one of them was making sure that I catch the ball my way. There was a time where there was this sort of fight between the Australian way of catching, which is, you know, inside hip and a lot of movement, and then in the English way, you know, if you imagine Jack Russell catching a ball just very solid and still, and I was kind of mixed in between the two. And when I made the decision of, right, hold on, I've got to catch it the best way that suits Matt Pryor, that was a bit of a eureka moment, to be honest with you, and sort of went from there. But you're always tampering with things and always trying to improve.
I think so. I had played a little bit at school when I was quite young, and I was useless at batting and bowling, so I think wicket keeping would be the area for me. But I would definitely have to stop using my legs like I did earlier on, because I got a few bruises already. I mean, we're pretty protected. You know, people say we're the mad ones, but we're the ones with all the padding on, and the girls run around with just shin pads and a gum shield. So I'm probably the biggest wimp in the team.
I'm not so sure about it. You know, having got the odd whack on the inside leg from a cricket ball, it's not something I fancy. It was my first question to Maddie was, how on earth did you first get into letting people whack hockey balls at you? Yeah, you've got to be pretty brave, I reckon, but yeah, not for me, I don't think.
And I'd say get down to club hockey, and you know, sign up to those things and get down to the back to hockey sessions and just give it a go, really. But I think if people can really tune in to when it is on TV and just have a look at what it is like at the top level and how fast and exciting it is, I think it would really inspire kids to have a go at it.
So if you're going to say to me, right, what would you say to a young guy getting into, or young girl getting into cricket? Just enjoy it, just love it, just go out and hit the ball. Don't get too complicated, don't get too technical. Just love the game for what it is. It's a fantastic game and it's there to be enjoyed.